International legal representation is an important field. You want a lawyer that understands you, your language, culture, and your needs.
I am an international lawyer, and I've been doing that for about 20 years, based here in Miami, and the firm tries to focus on whatever high net worth Latin American and Europeans need, be it court, be it corporations, be it contracts, and it's a whole panoply of different sorts of areas catered to their business and family sort of needs. In terms of a mission statement, I'd say that Osorio International tries to give personalized, boutique level, in your language services for whatever sort of legal need you have in terms of business, in terms of corporate, in terms of litigation, real estate, or immigration. One of the things that we try to distinguish ourselves with here is language capability. I speak 3 languages, English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And I try to hire people and train people who are bilingual or trilingual, because not only does the client feel much more at home when they can speak in their native language, the communication with the client is far more efficient and direct. And you can read whatever they send you rapidly and respond to them in their language. And it's an edge that we have in terms of representing our clients, being able to speak their language. If I had to ask myself, what kind of client do we service here? I'd say, for the most part, it's the high net worth Latin American and European. By Latin American, I mean from Mexico to Chile and Brazil. And by European, it could be anywhere in Europe, traditionally Spaniards and Italians, for example. Who are these folks? They're people who have some sort of link to the United States and to Latin America, and Miami, being a crossroads, is a place where a lot of these families set up businesses or have some sort of asset or business dealing. When you set up businesses, or you have an asset, or you have a business dealing, it may require legal advice, or it may result in the formation of companies, or it may result in, unfortunately sometimes, legal disputes that we're ready to help you solve.
Within international law, business disputes are a big area of concern. So is setting up your international business properly.
If you're going to do business in the United States, there's no handbook for it. But you should hire a lawyer to help navigate you through how do you form a company? What are some do's and don'ts as to ownership or management? What are some do's and don'ts as to the formation of business relationships with providers, with joint ventures? And when you talk to a lawyer is going to help you sort of figure out to what degree do you need to formalize this and have a contract, or to what degree should you just be operating with do's and don'ts and that sort of thing. But bottom line, beware simply coming here and doing business and having no consideration for the kind of corporation that you should set up, the way that you should hire people, and the way that you should operate on a day-to-day basis. One of the things that we tend to see is when you don't have some sort of agreement that is laid out properly, it may lead to more of a dispute. An example, 2 people form a company and they don't have a shareholder agreement. The lack of an agreement may result in more of a dispute. Or 2 companies are doing business with each other and they don't have an agreement or a contract. The lack of that contract may result in more gray area and more of a dispute. No one's a psychic, no one has a crystal ball to say, in every situation, I need to have a contract or an agreement. But I should say that if possible, try to get your affairs in order before you do business with someone and have a contract, or before you enter into a shareholder type relationship with someone and have a shareholder type agreement. It will help possibly avoid lawsuits or resolve them faster or more clearly.
They also deal in international inheritance and family law matters.
Many times foreigners will try to not put all their eggs in one basket and have assets in the United States in case something happens in their home country. If you look around in Miami, a lot of the apartments and condos have been built here for such individuals who want to buy property. But what happens when the owner of that property dies? Someone needs to inherit it. It's the family. who may be abroad. And so our courts in Miami are very familiar with international inheritance type issues where the asset is here, but the heirs are abroad. And the heirs abroad cannot assume that the inheritance laws of this country are going to be the same as their home country. That heir abroad may need someone who speaks their language and can explain our inheritance system. Miami is unique in the sense that we see a lot of international inheritance issues, and so this is an area that our law firm can assist you with in understanding what kind of claim you may be able to assert, or what is the quickest way that you can get this inheritance into the correct or rightful heir's hands. Many times small companies, they're owned by a family. They're not owned by mega corporations. But what happens when the family cannot agree as to how the company is going to be run? Someone may end up in court starting a lawsuit, and suddenly in this litigation, you're fighting over not just how the company is going to be run, but family grievances are also at issue. So this is an area that we handle quite often, where closely held companies for foreigners end up in court, and we are navigating one of the factions as to how to potentially get control of the company, act in the best interest of the company, whatever the legal objective is of that client. But it's quite a tricky area of the law that we are specialists in.
With boutique service, they're able to compete with big law firms.
I take great pride in having a law firm that can give you the full service you need on any kind of case that you need. And we can go up against the biggest firms, the medium-sized firms, or the smallest firms at an affordable rate. The reason we're able to do that is because I've designed this firm to be as efficient as possible and to be able to give you good quality legal service at an effective price. I like to think that we're well known and well respected. I've been practicing for over 20 years. I was the former chairman of the International Law Section of the Florida Bar. I've spoken at many events. I've been involved in different sort of international legal organizations, and we've tried to build a name here for ourselves as leaders in the international law community. I'd like you all to know that if you choose to consult with us or hire us, I personally guarantee that I will be involved in your matter and maintain the highest standards of legal excellence. Because at the end of the day, it's Osorio International, and that is exactly the caliber that you're going to get.
For more information about Osorio International, visit their website, osorioint.com. And of course, visit our website, InsideTheBlueprint.com.